So you might remember that I had a channel, a YouTube channel. I still have a YouTube channel that I talk about pop culture, and I was covering everything Disney at some point. But I decided that I was going to cover most of this topic as long as I could branch them out of my main topic right now, which is let's say that it's politics, but at the same time we are trying to make sure that it's around manipulation, gaslighting. That is the underlying topic of our show. And in this regard, you know that Disney has gaslighted, manipulated, and made all kind of shenanigans. And Bob Iger, oh my God, I at some point I remember that in the Royal Rogue I made a special show. I'm talking about Bob Iger and all the, let's say, all the things that he has done to the brand, and people even praising him for coming back. And no, all that destroyed Disney's stock was made by Bob Iger. And now he wants to look like he's championing the comeback to common sense. But I have to call him out. Disney reduces DEI programs Reimagine Tomorrow and the Disney look amid backlash. All DEI is being removed. We have a clip here that I want to play for you.
$190 stock after COVID, you're at 108. So if you've fallen by half, that might be shareholders saying to Disney, wake up, get your act together, and refocus on, dare I say it, your fiduciary duty, which is taking care of me, the shareholder.
Yeah, let that sink in. Just before COVID, this was very close to $200 per share, and right now if they keep doing whatever they are doing, and we're bracing for impact of Captain America, Brave New World. You know, that Captain America movie without Captain America. Don't get me started. This could hit below 100. It hit below 100 at some point, but they want to, you know what? We never went DEI. We want to turn all that back. They want to pretend that it never happened, and yeah, that was Bob Iger's idea in the first place.
Do you know that Disney, according to a latest report just coming out in the last couple minutes, a memo that Reuters has seen that says that they are rolling back some of their DEI programs. Get this, they want to focus on business outcomes. Imagine that.
Wow, business outcomes. That's what you should have been doing since the start. Like, well, I can understand that maybe you don't want to focus on family entertainment because that would be too naive, but at least you could focus not on propaganda and trying to push this woke agenda on children.
I'm old school. We're focusing on business outcomes. That sounds good.
What did I say yesterday? Why are they hiking their prices? Are they hiking their prices because their foot traffic is down because none of this stuff worked? And then when you hike your prices, the people who still were willing to pay for it can't afford it. So you're going to have nobody at your park.
I think they listen.
Yeah, by the way, it's not only Disney Plus that is their streaming service. It's every single other service is hiking their prices. It's like they needed to do something about their bottom line. Not only Netflix, it's Netflix, it's Amazon Prime, I think, it's Max, it's Disney Plus. All of them have raised their prices or are expecting to raise their prices because, as anybody saw, they realized like 5 years ago, no, this streaming business was not profitable. This streaming business was not profitable, and we already know that Disney Plus, last time we checked, had lost 700,000 subscribers. 700,000 subscribers.
I think they were tuned in and they heard that and they responded.
But you know, Disney, I mean, remember how much trouble Disney got in Florida?
Yeah.
Like going up against Governor DeSantis, and he said enough is enough. I mean, I just think they picked the wrong.
They went after.
Well, I agree with Jameson. I'm surprised if they weren't getting USAID money to keep the walk going. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, in the least, I wouldn't be surprised. There must be some kind of program of that. Variety also was reporting on this. Disney Plus to change content warnings ahead of movies like Dumbo, Peter Pan, and more. All movies amid DEI strategy shift. Do you know that this all movies had this trigger warning at the start of the movie? Yeah, Dumbo or Peter Pan, because these pictures were kind of outdated and could be depicting outdated stereotypes that can be hurtful for whatever. Man, it's Peter Pan. How bad can we will survive? We will survive. I mean, we as children, we went to the cinema and we watched Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, and we saw the the heart ripping off part in the big screen, and we'll survive. We still have nightmares now and then after that, but we survived. We saw the Dark Crystal. We saw the Dark Crystal. Well, that the movie was scary as F. I mean, and yeah, that needed a trigger warning. Maybe if you are a sensitive kid and to certain topics, yeah, that could scar you for life. But Peter Pan, Dumbo, give me a break. Well, what is the problem with that? So they are realizing that they have to come clean. They have to focus on what they do best, and they know that they have magnificent artists. For example, at Pixar, in Pixar they have magnificent artists. I don't care about politics. Of course, I do care when they try to push politics. But I don't care if, for example, the animators or the artists could be woke in their own life. If they have a multicolored hair, I don't care. But they are great at their job. That's one thing. If the woke stuff doesn't creep into the storylines, then everybody wins. And you know that people at Pixar know storytelling. When they forego some storytelling in favor of the message, as the critical drinker says, then you know that it goes bad. But I think it was what was this movie? Inside Out 2 did pretty well. I mean, I loved Inside Out 1, the first one. The first Inside Out was great. Pixar knows that. Disney is basically the place to go for storytelling. Marvel has been all over the place. Remember that all these brands are under the Disney umbrella. And Star Wars, well, you know the joke already. Put a tick on it and make it lame and gay. So making it lame and gay, they went to the Acolyte, and at some point they said, hey, you know what? Maybe that is not working. And to be fair, Pixar is the one that was less infected. It was infected by this woke and the AI stuff, but was less infected by that. Star Wars is lost. Star Wars is completely lost. That has to be, or everything Lucasfilm is completely lost. Have to be that it's not Star Wars. It's actually Lucasfilm, because it includes franchises like Indiana Jones. By the way, that now that I was mentioning Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. And what is the other one? Well, the movies that Disney itself does. I really haven't watched a Disney movie in ages. I'm just aware when the backlash hits, then if they are doing right or wrong. But the stock price does not lie. You can do whatever you want with your movies, with your TV shows. You can release them all at once. You can. Let's say what happens with the upcoming Daredevil TV show. It seems to go back to the roots of that Daredevil of Netflix. You remember that one? That was savage. That was actual entertainment. The original Daredevil developed by Netflix. Well, let's see what happens if this is just a temporary turn of the tide, or would this be more permanent? We still don't know who's going to be the next CEO of Disney after Bob Iger. And we know how influential is Disney and all its brands in entertainment. So who is that person and where is that person going to guide the company, and the fact that Donald Trump is now the president of the United States, and all these changes, all this stuff. Even Google is dropping its DEI and some of these DEI policies. Who knows where we can get. Just one more thing about Disney is that you remember that all these productions take years to develop, sometimes 2 or 3 or maybe 4 or even 5 years to develop. So if you see any changes, or you see any changes in the headlines, oh, Disney is changing its content strategy to better fit, the let's say what the elections reflected, then you're going to see the effects not immediately, not this year, but 2 or 3 years down the line. We could give them like 2 years until we see the actual stuff. The first screenings of Captain America, Brave New World, the Captain America movie without Captain America, are, let's say, half and half. You got the usual Disney shills saying that it is great, it is the greatest Captain America movie of them all, which I bet it is not. And those saying that, well, it fell flat, because if it's like doing a Fast and Furious movie without the family, like that is not a Fast and Furious movie. But I would like to know what you think about this in the comments. Remember to download my 100 body language tips in the description of this video, and you will be subscribed to my email list as well.